Do you ever wonder why some people seem to have things just work out for them and things seem so easy for other people and so difficult for you? Or do you ever think like, what is this concept of manifesting or putting something out there? Is it woo-woo? Is it real? What is the real truth behind this? Well, I put together this video on 3 ways that you can put things into your life to start to call the things you want to be true into your life to happen. And I want to share that with you in this week's video. So the 3 things that you can do to create more abundance in your everyday life is number 1, take care of your automatic negative thoughts. We call those ants, and figure out ways to replace them. Number 2 is you can actually write down your goals and read them every day and every night. And expanding on that, number 3 is putting solid bookends around your morning and evening routine. So that way you can start to generate your subconscious to become your best friend and not your worst enemy. I'm going to break that down in this week's video. So let's start with number 1, automatic negative thoughts. What are those? Where do they come from? Why are they there? And the science behind it is you have 2 parts to your brain. You have the conscious mind, which controls about 5% of your day, and the subconscious mind, which controls about 95% of your day. Now, the subconscious mind is primal. This goes back to when we used to have to survive as human beings. It would be a predator. Your subconscious mind can process 40 million bits of data a second compared to 40 bits of data with your conscious mind. So it's a supercomputer. And when you need to get out of a situation, the fight or flight instinct kicks in, adrenaline floods your body, your pupils dilate, all of a sudden you're flooded with all these chemicals that can help you do super things to escape and flee the situation so you can survive. And that was very important to human beings' survival. Now, fast forward to today, you see a social media post you don't like. Fight or flight instinct kicks in, adrenaline kicks in, all these negative emotions or just emotions flood your body with all these chemicals, and it can be produced in a matter of a second from something you don't like. This is why it's so important we have to take control of this, because when we use that subconscious over and over and over again, we can actually lose our conscious thought, which is an example of this would be the New Year's resolution. So, January 1st rolls around, you go, I'm going to drop 10 pounds. By, St. Patrick's Day, you're going, what happened? And you self-sabotage, right? You had the thought with 5% of your brain, but 95% of your old predictable behaviors and habits took over and started to self-sabotage you. So automatic negative thoughts are a function of that. They're things that are put into your brain by somebody else that are programmed in there, where your subconscious is actually telling you all these things that aren't true about yourself. You're not good enough. It's not going to work. You don't have enough money. You don't have the relationships. You don't have the connections that'll work for them, but not for me. You've never been good at this. Things never work out. Things always work out for them, but not you. All these things that are in there that just aren't true. But again, it's so hard to control. Like if you've ever woken up in the morning, your first thought was a negative thought. You go, man, that's kind of weird. Like I already have to overcome this first thing. Like why is it against me, right? It's because you haven't taken control of your subconscious mind and started to program it to be working in your favor rather than against you. And so our subconscious mind is literally just a tape player. And it just plays back all the things that were in our life before. Now, there's a great doctor named Dr. Joe Dispenza who says we think 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. 90% of those thoughts are the same as the day before. So as long as we're in that habit, our life isn't going to change very much. Dr. Joe's got a lot of great work on the subconscious, conscious mind and how to actually start to generate good things in your life, abundance, peace, love, joy, harmony, all the things that we need, gratitude, things that really help us to feel connected to what we want consciously. And if we start to be aware of these automatic negative thoughts, we can actually start to create their replacement. So a great exercise you can do is you can write down all your automatic negative thoughts. You can write all the replacements next to them. You can start to get conscious of when these thoughts are coming on, and then you can consciously switch to those other thoughts. This will start to help you to create new neurons in your brain, new pathways, and start to change the way you're thinking. Now, how can we take that to the next level? Well, writing down your goals engages both sides of your brain rather than just typing them. So it is actually important that you write these things down. And I think 90-day increments are really important. Dan Sullivan talks about the 90-day moving future, where you can outline your 3 goals you want to accomplish in 90 days. You can review them, see how you did, and then continue to make progress in little bite-sized chunks that are much more manageable than creating all these different goals, writing these long dissertations, things you'll never actually look at again. You can actually just write down these 3 goals. You can read them every morning and every night. And this is going to get your conscious brain activated and start to get your subconscious mind to pay attention to these things. And you will start to take notice of them, and they will actually start to appear closer and closer. You'll start to magnetize more and more synchronicities and coincidences, which really it was there all along. You just had to make yourself aware of it and start practicing receiving it. And so writing these goals down, reviewing them every day, every morning, every night, really quickly, keeping them on hand. And one thing I like to do is I like to take my number 1 goal and put it on my lock screen on my phone, because we look at our phone like 60 to 90 times a day, or I found all kinds of different statistics on this. There's a wide range depending on what source you talk to and what profession you were in actually. But if you look at it, let's just say 60 times a day, you're going to see your number 1 goal 60 times, engage your conscious mind. It's a great reminder of how you can do that. And where I take it to the next level is putting bookends around your day. So you read a lot about like the miracle morning, or you've heard about Tony Robbins talking about priming your day, or you talked about the first hour and the last hour, Ed Milet. It's important that we do this. And the reason why people are doing this is because when you first wake up, if you can eliminate the distractions, eliminate the news, social media, friends, emails, all that stuff for the first hour, you take that for yourself, you can do some meditation, you can reflect on these goals, you can start to walk and start to program yourself and prime yourself to say, hey, today's the day that I'm going to win, I'm going to enjoy, things are working out. You can start to put those things into your mind early. They'll be with you all day. Now, what's really powerful is at night, your brain goes through all these different brain waves to fall asleep, right? Beta, alpha, theta, delta. Now, delta is when you're asleep, right? Beta is when you're awake. But as you fall through those brain waves, you hit theta. And theta is an interesting brain state because that's the same state you're in from ages 0 to 7. You're like a child learning and observing, and you're much more sensitive to being able to absorb information and data in a much more efficient way. Children are supercomputers or super learners, or the fastest learners on planet Earth. And you actually get to hit that brainwave every single night. So what I like to do is I like to put affirmations on my phone over a little light frequency, something really relaxing, and I put it on a loop. And what happens is when I start to fall asleep and I go through those brainwaves, the conscious mind turns off, subconscious kicks in, the tape player starts playing back all the things from my day so I can repeat myself the next day and those habits will become true in my life. Well, if I can start to put the things I want to be true in my life, me telling myself things are working out, you're making progress, you have great relationships, you're a powerful father, you're a great husband, you're powerful and you do things well for your clients, there's great blessings of abundance that are reigning over your life, all the things that are true, God loves me, all the things that I want to keep hearing all day long, your subconscious will pick that up. So guess what happens when you start to wake up after doing this for a while? It'll start to become coming back to you. So instead of automatic negative thoughts, your supercomputer will become your best friend and start playing these things back throughout your day. It'll become automatic. You don't have to try. See, the key is to get the subconscious, the 95%, to start working for you. The 5% has no chance. You could think and hope and say what you want, all you want with that 5%, but it's competing against way too much of a processing center that's way more powerful with 95% of your day. You got to get it to work for you. So again, I like to have that working for me day and night. I get those bookends. It really gets me in the right frame of mind and the right state to be able to create and do things on a powerful level. So those are my 3 tricks for generating abundance and having great things come true in your life. I don't know if you feel like that's too woo-woo. I don't know if you feel like that is something that, goes against your principles and beliefs. Hopefully that's not the case. I'm a Christian man. I believe in Jesus, and I believe that he gives us all the tools that we need to be able to control this mind. But if you think about it, right, like you have the ability to visualize. And every function of your body serves a specific purpose, right? Your heart pumps the blood, your kidneys filter out things in your body, your liver is also a, cleansing device for your body, your lungs pump air. What is the visualization faculty? What is that for? Why do we have that? What's the purpose? Well, it's there for a reason. It wasn't there put out that way by accident. I think it's our responsibility to start to take control of that and program it so that we can start to generate abundance, realize our purpose, and be intentional. And so if you're wondering how that relates to retirement, I think it has everything to do with retirement because abundance is a mindset. It's not about money. And retirement is very emotional, behavioral, and psychological in a lot of ways. And it's a very important time where we need to be very on guard to generate abundance as we're spending down our nest egg. So again, these are the 3 principles that I use with my clients in my life. Every single day, I try to share with people so that they can have the right tools to operate from abundance. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Please leave a comment on anything you want to talk more about. And if you like that video, check out this one to my left.